Jesus and Mother Mary Electrons and Radiation Centers. Posted on August 6, 2016. August 6, 2016 by Peter Melchizedek. 07 Narayana and Divine Grace. The Elemental Grace Alliance Council. Jesus Mother Mary, January 14, 2016. Beloved children of God, it is a delight to see such a transforming and enlightening amplification of heart energy, and with this I am encouraged to follow beloved Mahachohan and his address, further bringing light attention to the more expansive nature of his original ideas for radiating centers around the world. I know that beloved Mother Mary also wishes to speak with you today, and so I will offer just a short discourse on the preparations necessary for the potential disciples of the new radiation centers. I come to bring to you my consciousness of victorious accomplishment, one which offers each of the potential to copy and emulate. That which I have done and which I manifested through a flesh form similar to the one you presently wear, was not miraculous. It was something which is similarly ordained for every life stream upon this planet. My endeavor to bring that manifestation of Christ fulfillment before the eyes of men and women, was merely to provide an example by which every man, woman, and child might be stirred to make effort toward a like achievement. There lays before each of you the opportunity in developing your flesh body into a God-man or God-woman, made in the image and likeness of the Father who, in the first place, created me just like you. For every divine creation, whether it be angel, deva, seraphim, or human being, there is a divine pattern of perfection for that creation. You dear souls hold that pattern within you, yet it has over time, a great deal of time, not been allowed to develop due to exhaustible amounts of imbalances and discord. Yet that divine pattern is held in place for you by your I Am presence, fashioned out of living light, and within its heart center is placed the immortal threefold flame of life. Within that flame is intelligence and consciousness. Through the mercy and benevolence of Almighty God, you have had meditation and intervention with the divine beings from the realms of light throughout this embodiment, as well as other embodiments which have gone before you. The purpose of all your embodiments ultimately is to learn how to control prime source energy, which is loaned to you by God from within a human physical embodiment, so as to qualify it and to send it forth through all of your lower vehicles, and then to utilize it and project God energy with the constructive qualities required through the authority of myself and your own I Am presence to bring perfection where imperfection has been. This is the purpose of the new radiation centers, to master these radiations of perfection so as to transmit the qualities of each of the virtues and rays of those who shall overlight these centers. I told my disciples 2000 years ago, as I tell you now, whatsoever ye shall ask in my name, it shall be done unto you. Take note, dear ones, and remember this, while you travel with all your endeavors with the creation of the new radiation centers. The beloved Mahachohan spoke of healing centers as part of this new venture, and how the beloved ladies of the Mother's divine love are awaiting every opportunity to serve in accordance to the spiritual laws of healing, and so I wish to touch very briefly now upon this healing aspect that specifically aligns to the elementals and the electrons they form. The causal body may be likened unto an enlarged electron. Many of those electrons, swinging around a central core, form one atom. Between each electron there is a great distance, relatively speaking. As the electrons swing within their atom, they are either expanding their light, image depicting this on the left, or they are closed in by an encasement of discord and substance of the astral and psychic realm, as could be depicted in the right side image, which is like forcing pie-shaped wedges between these points of light. Now, when your thoughts, your feelings, and your etheric memories dwell upon imperfection, you slow down the vibratory action of your electrons, and then the substance of the psychic and astral realm closes in around them, lowering the entire vibration of your 4 lower bodies. In this way you become an easy prey to depression, poverty, ill health, to any number of the various negative aspects which mankind at large mirror and outpicture today. In order to quicken the vibratory action of your inner bodies, you must use that immortal threefold flame within your heart, and you must make conscious effort to accelerate the rate of the electrons as they move around the center of the atom. This is done through your decree work, through your songs, visualizations, and applications, individually or in groups. It is done, also, by a constant vigilance over the type of feelings you allow to rest in your emotional world and the type of thoughts you dwell upon. This vigilance is necessary all through the day, not only during the hours while you are in meditation, classes, or workshops, at which time you are directed primarily by someone in charge, whose endeavors keep your attention above the consciousness of the mass mind. So the new radiation centers will require one's own effort to maintain such levels of attainment, and no reliance on others, will prove very successful. To start perhaps, but there must come a time very quickly where this shall be one of the principal requirements of a successful radiation and healing center. Your physical body is interpenetrated by your etheric body. These are enfolded by your mental body and your emotional body. All of these are made up of atoms. Those atoms are composed of a series of electrons in constant motion, spinning around its tiny centripetal heart. Now, the quality of the atoms of every one of your bodies is constantly subject to change, to purification and etherealization, or to becoming more unpleasant and heavy to acknowledge as beauty. That is why individuals are sometimes very beautiful when they are young, around 18 years of age. Their faces then are clear and unlined, their bodies are alive and buoyant, but after they have passed through the discordant experiences of some 20 to 40 years, you find that the vital flesh atoms have been lowered in vibration, making the flesh form less beautiful. Your emotional body is made up of millions of tiny electrons in constant movement. These form the atoms. If that motion of the electrons is in accord with the rhythm of your God flame and is in accord with the constructive radiation of a master and his or her etheric temple, that is fine. Then your emotional body deflects all destructive feelings projected at you, as well as all the discordant energy which you contact. You are then the master in control of all energy wherever you are. In other words, your feelings ride upon the quality of life and freedom of spirit, which requires no effort to sustain itself in that buoyant, joyful, and happy state. However, if the vibrations of the emotional bodies are allowed to submerge within the lower thought forms, that body beneath the buoyant poised happiness and joy of the master, the form of the atom changes, and you then have an uncontrolled vehicle, which is part of the mass psychic and astral realm of mankind. In order to refine and purify such an emotional body, the aspirant has to keep using the violet fire of Saint Germain through it consistently. Beloved ones, you wear now consecrated garments of flesh, made up of trillions of electrons, each and every one of which has known at one time with such perfection in the inner realms as the outer mind cannot conceive. These electrons are but awaiting opportunity to be invoked to give forth more of their light, speeding up the rapidity of their revolutions, as they make up each atom toward your transmutation, transformation, and transfiguration, just as I did. When those atoms and electrons are so accelerated, they should remain in that state. The transfiguration of the physical form follows a scientific law. It merely requires the surrender of the destructive use of one's free will to the immortal threefold flame of God within the heart core of your being. At your conscious call, this flame, these electrons, intelligent and all-powerful, will expand its light through the four lower bodies and, as the impurities of discord, which have been imposed upon the electrons, are sublimated by the use of the violet fire, the pure white light of the electron is then allowed to blaze its light without impediment or restriction, then meeting the blazing light so released from every other electron, the inner and physical bodies just naturally radiate light, which at the most appropriate time, with or without warning, will explode its radiation to fully ignite the physical body with your ascension light body, just as I did. Here is a small example of an invocation to assist this process. You may like to adapt or create your own as it suits you. I shall now step back and allow beloved Mother Mary to offer her beauty and divine knowledge with you. I am your eternal brother, Christ Jesus, sitting with you there, upon the altar of your heart, and so it is. In the name of the Almighty Presence of God I am that I am, and through the full power of the threefold flame pulsating in my eternal heart, in the name of the beloved Maha Kohan, Lord Jesus Christ, and the Divine Marys, I command through the great central Sun, that what I say now is heard directly in the heart of the God intelligence or divine consciousness, within every electron of precious life energy existing in my four lower bodies, the bodies of humanity and the bodies of beloved Earth. Blessed electrons of the sacred white fire electronic light of God, through the power of God I command that the flame of purity in the central core of your being now expand. Expand and expand continuously, speeding up the revolutions of your divine radiance and permanently through the accelerated light that is pouring into me, you, all of humanity and the earth, by this, my love for you. Through the power of God I direct this crystalline white flame of purity of God's realms and the violet fire and flames of beloved Saint Germain directly from the heart of our Creator's love, light, and life. Blaze away and dissolve and remove any shadow energies of discord and that are not of divine love that are cloaking these electrons within my physical, etheric, mental, and emotional bodies, those of humanity and Mother Earth. I command that these shadows be removed in this eternal now of the Christ consciousness. Intensify this activity of the sacred flame of purity, etherealize these shadows and return them back to the solar sun of Helios and Vesta where they will be repolarized back to God's eternal love substance. Transmute every rate of vibration that is causing any form of discord, pain, limitation, or thought, word or action that is not of God's eternal love. I accept that this activity of light is God victoriously accomplished in this sacred and holy now instant, and will be intensified, moment by moment, to the maximum that cosmic law will allow until my four lower bodies, the bodies of humanity and Mother Earth, are returned back to their divine God radiance of the sacred white fire electronic light. In God's holy grace, it is done. Beloved I am, beloved I am, beloved I am. Jesus steps aside and beloved Mother Mary stands to deliver her address. And so it is. I am Mother Mary and I come to speak with you all as part of the unfoldment that has taken on a new era of direction and specification. The Elemental Grace Alliance is proving to be an authentic contribution to this new cause of bringing together like-minded unascended groups of aspirants that will utilize their intentions to unify that which is now available, yet in another form of expression. Part of my extended interests is that of the new children, and from what is being placed upon this table of light now by beloved Maha Kohan, I would like to add yet another offering that can and potentially will proffer the new cosmic children to arrive on earth. These radiation centers, having been purified and balanced, could be used to allow these dear and blessed ones to arrive safely in the arms of those who have both the knowledge and the control to master their energies, as Jesus spoke of earlier. If the locations are large enough and offer the facilities to house such blessings for Mother Earth, then I would most definitely advocate and sponsor my support on a much grander scale, together with these magnificent and tangible potentials of such radiation centers. I am sure that here lies another avenue for opportunities that could warrant some specific grants of dispensations from the Karmic Board of Directors, dependent of those who may offer their services, both within the ascended and unascended realms, and the purity and pristine natures of the locations to be acquired and developed. This then could possibly provide an even wider scope for the use of such radiation centers. I am feeling a loving radiation pouring forth from those present, as their approvals to consider these options further, should these centers actually begin to manifest by you on the ground. Each radiation center could become such an atmosphere of comforting essence, that the radiation of grace, purity, and impersonal divine love would carry and emanate through every life stream, while at the same time transmuting any discord or impurities of the sacred fire of each temple. Beloved ones, I wish to use this dais, especially now that I have shared my feelings about these new opportunities coming to light, to further speak of the electrons. These dear ones that are the creation by conscious application of the spirit of grace, kindness, tolerance, and understanding by which true world brother and sisterhood are expressed. This spirit of grace is a love substance. It is a radiation and a pressure of energy. Just as the pressures of discord, the spools of anger and those various incompatible qualities enter into the world of another life stream and can cause all matters of distress, so can these pressures of a controlled and constructive radiation bring peace and healing. The mastery of your own energies becomes the path for your own individual ascension. The magnetic center within the heart, drawing the electrons from the I Am presence, creates a foci of energy enabling the individual to have thoughts, feelings, etheric memories, and physical acts. You are dealing primarily with source energy. In fact, you are already energy centers, vibratory centers naturally as part of your God Self already, sending out into the universe that which is a blessing to life or that which adds to the distress of the world. This is why the new radiation centers could be an incredible success, because you are already those centers for radiating the love substance of God. All that will be required of you is to manifest direct control of such radiations. You chose, as did every man and woman who is upon the planet today, to use life to experiment with energy. You chose to learn through trial and error what energy could do. Now there is even more opportunities to experiment with it, but, now are such atmospheres that will be under the direct management and administration of the Master's etheric temples. Is this not what you have asked for, Peter, within your proposals, to have more direct contact with the ascended realms? Here is the opportunity that you have sought to be granted you. And so, here is the returning circle of that energy which carries the stamp of your own life stream, the electronic pattern which will bring you either blessings or distress in the experiences of the world, according to the manifestation of feelings with which those who wish to become manifesting disciples, qualify it when you consciously radiate it forth into love in action. This is a wonderful example of this overall process here within the Elemental Grace Alliance. Beloved ones, we hold out our hearts and our hands to each of you reading this, and now, in my capacity as a member of the Karmic Board of Directors, say unto you, we the administration of this system of worlds, desire for some disciples of the human race to understand just this simple principle, that energy does not act, except under the direction of some self-conscious intelligence. If you are going to let the bodies which were fashioned for you by the great builders of form, direct your life, you will have to handle the return of the indiscriminate qualification of the energies which the etheric, mental, emotional, and physical bodies have catapulted forth into the universal, in other words, to bring it all back into balance. To do this, you should give the dignity, authority, and power of directing that energy back into the glorious threefold flame of God within your heart. Your vehicles were fashioned, blessed hearts of light, as instruments through which you might create as the Godhead Himself creates, through which you might pour forth into the mental, emotional, etheric, and physical realms, the perfection of your own I Am presence. These bodies were not created to be independent, indulgent, rebellious, gluttonous vehicles which steal the energy of the Godhead and send it forth to distress life. It is the immortal threefold flame of God which lives within your heart. Therein is enthroned your divinity, your sovereignty, your authenticity and honor, your beauty and your I Am presence, lifetime after lifetime, patiently choosing to inhabit and sustain your form, hoping for the opportunity of fulfilling itself through the vehicles which the angel host, devas, and elementals, electrons and atoms, all hold in divine form and electronic light patterns by the very magnetic power of divine love that keeps your human biology from dissolution. When you find that center within your heart, when you enter deep within that immortal flame and you can accept the mastery which is there, then in majesty, humility, and honor you can put your house or body in order. Do you know that you all in varying degrees are afraid of your own bodies? You are afraid of what you will do under stress and strain, of how your thoughts and feelings will act, and of how the etheric memories will surge forth. We tell you this for it is so. Until you have overcome this fear, you are not fully master in your own home. Can you not give to this threefold flame, this I Am presence within you, the confidence to control the servants of your household? Can you not release yourself from the tensions which are so evident in your actions or indeed non-actions, and allow the Lord of life, your Holy Spirit, to assume the mastery of your vehicles? Holding your mind up to your own I Am presence, use it to receive its divine ideas. Use your emotional body to radiate forth whatever constructive quality is required in your homes or life streams, at any given moment, in your group activities, in your nation or in the world. Think seriously then about these radiating centers, for here lies a solution and resolution that will most definitely strike love into the hearts and minds of the fearful. The emotional body was created primarily in a very pliable and elastic form so that it could be expanded until it becomes planetary in size, if it is a good conductor of that which mankind needs. All of the world, beloved ones, is your schoolroom. There will not be a day pass in which you will not meet energy from the consciousness of individuals who have no idea of mastery and control, which will either change your energy into a like turmoil or which you will sublimate and transmute, not by will, but by divine love. When you are dealing with individuals who require instruction on the law, when you are dealing with people in pain and distress, in fear, or in anger, the very first thing you must have is some capacity is to draw upon the virtue of grace and extract from your causal body God-qualified energies which fill the atmosphere of the room and are the master control, before you attempt your service. When you come to the service of handling great numbers, and who knows, in the days and years ahead, how many life streams may be saved or otherwise, according to the development of this particular activity within you, are you going to be able to connect your emotional world with mine, your mental world with Lord Maitreya, your physical bodies with Lord Michael? Are you going to be able to plant your feet firmly upon the rocking surface of the earth or the rushing tides of the sea as Jesus did, commanding and securing peace? Are you going to be a comforting flame, a balance, a protector, a healing conductor, or are you going to be swept into the chaos of the uncontrolled? Beloved friends, this is a very serious and important activity. Somehow we must reach your outer mind to a point where the holding of your emotional balance, the holding of your peace, the holding of that spirit of goodwill and tolerance becomes important enough to you so that you will relinquish the rights of self, and learn to be the outpost of ourselves, the ascended realms which you profess and decree that you wish to be. If the particular member who has been sponsored by some member of the ascended host is in a condition of distress, the great seraphim have to look elsewhere to find some other harmonious life stream, but perhaps one wholly unconscious of the ascended master sponsorships and therefore not as good a conductor as the aspirant who has used the purifying violet flame for transmuting their imbalances and discords. Through such an unconscious conductor, a thread of benediction flows, whereas a conscious aspirant would be a great conduit of light. Do you see? The unconscious conductors have served us often through the ages and they are blessed indeed. But it is now time for those willing to go the extra mile to help us there, living in the physical upon Mother Earth. It is a tragedy indeed for one to have worked for decades with the violet fire and, at a cosmic moment, be unfit to conduct the protection which might save a life, group, a community, township, a city. Can you see where I am going with all of this? The proposals that have been put forward with this Elemental Grace Alliance is calling for love in action on all levels, but no level is more important than the one you stand upon. Therefore, preparation, application and purification are magnificent, because, through the force fields of your groups and through your individualized I Am Presence selves, they create a wider and wider centripetal radiance of light. The radiation and pressures of the Great Ones, flowing through them shall be the links to creatively and consciously as a unified group, one conjoined with the next, that great blessings to mankind and earth will be bestowed. Remember my words. Do less if you must, but hold your state of grace, hold the harmony, hold the peace, hold those feelings of love and tolerance so that you may be ready when you are needed to serve. You are going to deal with great numbers of people in the near future, particularly when you learn to become a conductor of the light and are able to employ and utilize your divine gifts and talents of your causal body. Your radiation will be different from that of any other person because the creation of your causal body has been an individual accomplishment. Your causal body has been built from the day you first received conscious life. All through the ages which you have lived, your causal body has grown like a beautiful flame flower, an aureole of living color. The services you have rendered, whether they have been patriotic, educational, philanthropic, artistic, scientific, or religious, have become your gifts to the earth. This momentum of good awaits release through your vehicles as a radiation of light which can benefit the earth and her people. I am Mother Mary and my heart and yours are one within the divine expression of radiating light. Come, dear ones, and allow me and my loving ascended hosts on high walk with you toward a greater understanding of who you are. God bless you all. And so it is. Come ye forth this day of liberation and render at least those services which are the powers of instantaneous healing and sustained harmony that are the God gifts of your divine nature. As we close, say with me out loud. I am the resurrection and the life of my perfect health. I am the resurrection and the life of my limitless strength and energy. I am the resurrection and the life of my limitless supply of money and every good thing. I am the resurrection and